Gabriel Jesus has been on fire of late. 4 goals in his last league game and a goal in the Champions League semi-final versus Real Madrid. He's a player that Mikel Arteta clearly has his eyes set on, but are Arsenal set to prepare an official offer? Does William Saliba want an Arsenal return? What's David Ornstein said about Arsenal's main central midfield targets? And what's the plan for Nicolas Pepe and his Arsenal future? Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Baus14. Welcome back to your boy's channel, and your boy is clocking in today from Tenerife in Spain, so it's things you love to see. As per my friends, if you enjoy the content, smash a like if you do, subscribe to the channel if you are new, as we are now on the road to 90,000 subscribers. But let's get straight into that Arsenal news, and starting off with Gabriel Jesus. 4 goals against Watford in the Premier League, a goal against Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-final, and he's a player that is out of contract in 2023. So with Man City failing to agree a brand new contract, having their eyes set on Erling Haaland, it looks like Gabriel Jesus is on his way out of Manchester. Quite a few reliable sources have already confirmed people of Gabriel Jesus and Arsenal are in advanced negotiations over the player's contract. With 1 year left on his contract in the summer, what is the price tag going to be? Well, according to the guy that broke this transfer saga in the first place, according to George Nicola, Arsenal lead the race for Gabriel Jesus, and Manchester City will ask for at least 30 million euros. Now, if that was to be the case, we have a absolute bargain on our hands, and this is an absolute no-brainer. But with the recent upturn in form and the fact that Jesus at 25 years of age for me is most certainly going to be a man demand, just look at his resume as it is, his experience at a top level for Man City, I'm sure that Arsenal won't be the only team wanting the Brazilian superstar. And so according to Football London's Chris Wheatley, Arsenal are preparing a 42 million euro offer for Manchester City striker Gabriel Jesus. So it's a slightly higher price tag there, but even there around 35 million pounds or slightly above that for what Jesus could offer Arsenal Football Club and the potential he has, having worked under Mikel Arteta and the experience of playing in a positional play system at Man City. This screams the word bargain all over. And even according to David Ornstein, Edu Gaspar and Gabriel Jesus' reps have been in talks for a number of months, to the extent that part of the negotiation is pretty much done and dusted. He is a profile of striker that Mikel Arteta is looking to bring in. I think they want to bring 2 forwards. There has been no contact between the clubs yet, but the early indications are that this is a move that Gabriel Jesus would be open to. The only step remaining here is for Arsenal to open official negotiations with Manchester City. But as things stands, firstly, the transfer window isn't open, and Arsenal themselves are all focused on the race for the Champions League football. But the fact that Edu Gaspar is in advanced negotiations behind the scenes, it says to me that this is a transfer that Arsenal want to make happen as soon as possible when the window opens. He's not got the elite goal scoring record that a lot of Arsenal fans require, but in terms of versatility, the right wing, the left wing, centre forward, entering his physical prime and also having had that Premier League experience to win it as well. Do you believe for the price tag of 35 million pounds, this is almost a no-brainer for Arsenal Football Club? But as David Ornstein confirms, Arsenal will want to bring in 2 centre forwards. But could one of those players be Roma's Tammy Abraham? Well, according to Chris Wheatley, Gabriel Jesus and Tammy Abraham are among shortlisted profiles who could arrive at Arsenal this summer. Football London has learned that Roma have slapped an 80 million euro asking price on Abraham, which is likely to scare away many of his potential suitors. Before he went to Roma, he's a player that Mikel Arteta was a fan of, and Abraham even made it clear that he wanted to come to Arsenal Football Club. But at that time, we couldn't sell Lacazette, Aubameyang was still at Arsenal, so Arsenal couldn't afford to make this transfer happen. Having arrived in Rome under Jose Mourinho, Tammy Abraham has been thriving. 24 goals in all competitions. Roma fans have fallen in love with this player, and he's clearly a profile in terms of 6'3" in height, a decent turn of pace, and a player that excels in the penalty box. But as Chris Wheatley points out, if the price tag is 80 million euros, with the likes of Darwin, Núñez, Victor Osimhen and other players of a similar price tag, if not cheaper, the fact that Tammy has just arrived at Roma at the start of last season, I just don't see Roma selling him for a reasonable price tag. But talking about strikers in this area, according to Freddie Paxton of The Guardian, Arsenal have been in contact with Victor Osimhen's agents, with the feeling that their interest is serious. The player wants to play in England and is more interested in Arsenal. Napoli expect 100 million euros plus to sell Osimhen this summer. We spoke about Osimhen in our last video, and the price tag then was around 80 million euros. But for 100 million euros, is Victor Osimhen worth that sort of money? Now the price tag there, it kind of makes a bit of sense. Let's not forget that Roma broke their transfer record to bring Osimhen to Naples in the first place. Napoli will want to keep Osimhen, so they will slap as high a price tag as possible. Aurelio Di Laurentiis is a stern negotiator, and if you don't pay that guy the money that he wants, forget about any player coming out of Napoli. But here's my question to you guys on Victor Osimhen and the current transfer market for centre forwards. What do you think is the true value of Osimhen, and how much do you think Arsenal should be paying for his services? Bringing it back to David Ornstein, he also claims a central midfielder has been on the agenda for quite a while. The sort of a 6/8 may be someone who can operate in both roles. There's been links and admiration for both Ruben Neves, Youri Tielemans, and a number of others. And Ruben Neves and Youri Tielemans are players that we've discussed quite a few times on this channel. Now, Tielemans for the price tag of £25 million makes a lot of sense, but in Ruben Neves, according to Samuel Luckhurst, Wolves are considering replacements for Ruben Neves as they expect to lose the midfielder this summer. Arsenal and Barcelona are among the clubs that have registered concrete interest. Come the end of the season, I fully expect Ruben Neves to leave Wolves, and I can see why at the same time. But my real question for Ruben Neves is he capable in terms of going forwards and playing as a box-to-box number 8? Is he too similar to Granit Xhaka? Does he really have the engine to go box-to-box? Does he have the technical ability to impact that final third? These are all questions I want you guys to answer down below in the comments. Talk to me about Wolves' Ruben Neves, and should he be Arsenal's main central midfield target in the summer transfer window? Ornstein also says in terms of elsewhere, it will depend on movement out. Will they bring in a fullback cover for Tomiyasu? Will they look to bring in a wide forward, which was on the agenda a while ago, somebody that can position themselves on the left and cut in? In terms of that left winger, I think the likes of Cody Gakpo are the main targets there. But let's not forget how important that right back position is also going to be. Takahiro Tomiyasu's had many of his injury struggles, and now hopefully that he's back. Going into the future, Arsenal still will require a top level backup. But one player that Arsenal won't be signing is recent target in Tino Livramento. As Ryan Taylor points out, Tino Livramento is expected to miss 8 to 9 months of action after suffering a suspected ACL damage in the 2-2 draw at Brighton. Arsenal had been monitoring his progress closely, but any summer move is now off the cards. He was a confirmed Arsenal transfer target, but after unfortunately rupturing his ACL, his transfer is now completely and utterly off the cards. And all we can really do is wish Tino Livramento a very speedy recovery. Jed Spence on loan at Nottingham Forest is said to have had 5 offers on the table. Arsenal and Tottenham are interested, but the player available for 12 to 15 million euros dreams of playing for Manchester United. Jed Spence, of course, the player that thrived against Arsenal in the FA Cup, has been also thriving in the Championship and recently made the EFL team of the season. And at 21 years of age, he fits the profile age-wise what Arsenal require. And in terms of the athletic ability, the pace, the power, the strength, this guy has the superstar potential in that category. As always, let me know your own thoughts down below in the comments on that right back situation. What right back do you guys want to see Arsenal target in the next transfer window? Okay, moving on, let's talk William Saliba. He is on loan at Marseille, he has been thriving, he has made the French national team, and he is living up to the Mbappe centre-back's nickname. For having thrived at Marseille and started week in week out, and having confirmed in a recent interview that he is open to staying at Marseille. According to a Team Talk exclusive today, William Saliba wants to return to Arsenal this summer and plans to fight for his first team place. Sources close to the player have indicated. Now, I'm not sure how reliable these reports are, but what I will say is for Arsenal, it is vitally essential they bring back William Saliba. I'm not saying he starts straight away over Ben White or Gabriel. If Arsenal were to make the Champions League, no 21-year-old centre-back is walking straight into the defence, regardless of the potential. And I've seen quite a few Arsenal fans say, perhaps why would he want to leave Marseille, a team that potentially will be in the Champions League, to come to Arsenal to sit on the bench? But if Arsenal are in European competitions next year, Europa League or Champions League, we're going to have a vast amount of extra games. And on top of that, you have injuries. And if Arsenal want to be that top team of the Man City, of the Liverpools, you need to have that elite level of squad depth. Not only does he give your team a fantastic backup option, but most importantly in terms of the competitive edge. We can't let the likes of Ben White and Gabriel get comfortable. And one day you will see a player the quality of Saliba behind him. They know that if they put in a single foot wrong, that Arsenal will have the quality to replace them straight away. But what do you think is the best thing for the future of William Saliba? Is it staying at Marseille, or coming back to the Emirates Stadium and fighting for his first team Arsenal place? Simon Collins of the Evening Standard says that Arsenal will hold talks with club record signing Nicola Pepe over his future at the end of the season. Arsenal are interested in signing 2 strikers, one of which would likely also be able to play out wide, and that would further impact Pepe's lack of opportunities. If Arsenal were to sign a player like Gabriel Jesus, who is also capable of playing out wide, it further eliminates any chance of Nicola Pepe getting into the Arsenal first team. The fact that he's now 25 years old, I'm sure that he wants to play more first team minutes, and if that isn't going to be at Arsenal Football Club, it most certainly will be elsewhere. But if that was to be the case, what do you guys think in the current transfer market, with the player that Arsenal have in Nicola Pepe and the amount of money we spent on him, how much do you think Arsenal should be asking for in the transfer market for the services of the Ivorian international? According to a Mirror exclusive, Hector Bellerin wants to make his loan stay at Real Betis a permanent transfer in the summer. I just don't see him returning to Arsenal and getting over Takahiro Tomiyasu, and the fact that Arsenal openly trying to sign a brand new right back as well, it further confirms that Arsenal don't think Bellerin has a long-term future at Arsenal Football Club. As things stand, his loan at best includes no option or obligation to buy, and he will only have 1 year left on his Arsenal contract at the end of the season. So with that being the case, just like with Nicola Pepe and the current transfer market right backs, what do you think is the realistic price tag of Hector Bellerin? Moving on to the other Arsenal news today, and starting off with the gargantuan game on the weekend as Arsenal travel to West Ham and what has to be yet another must-win game. And for that game, it's been confirmed that Mike Dean will take charge of West Ham versus Arsenal as the referee. Many Arsenal fans might be surprised by this, but Arsenal actually have a pretty decent record with Mike Dean as the referee. But in terms of the game itself, the magnitude is massive. Not only for Arsenal in the race for the Champions League, but this is also a top 4 competitor. So for Arsenal, it gives us another opportunity. Last week, Arsenal basically knocked out Man United of the Champions League race. In this case, West Ham without a single senior centre-back, having also played in a midweek semi-final of the Europa League. They are most certainly going to be tired, and Arsenal need to take advantage. And going to West Ham's ground is not easy, as Arsenal's last win there was a very long time ago. But what's your own thoughts going into the West Ham game, and are you confident that Arsenal can go to their ground and collect the 3 points? Asked about Erling Haaland, Odegaard has said we'll see what he will do, I don't know, but if he's coming to England, he needs to come to us of course. Agent Martin Odegaard? Unfortunately, my friends, I think this is simply sarcastic humour, and in terms of Erling Haaland, he is basically set to go to Man City. But you know what, I'm not going to complain, because in return we might get a certain Gabriel Jesus. On to stat time of the day, only Trent Alexander-Arnold and James Ward-Prowse have created more chances by an English player in the Premier League this season than Arsenal's Bukayo Saka with 62. This guy also has 11 goals and 5 assists on top of that, so first things first, the PFA need to ensure he receives the Young Player of the Year award. You just look at what Mikel Arteta did with a certain Raheem Sterling during his time in Manchester, and likewise Leroy Sané. Bukayo Saka's potential at Arsenal is crazy and a bit scary, not for us, but for the rest of the Premier League. But in terms of Bukayo, he is one of 4 Arsenal players that will be nominated for the April Arsenal Player of the Month award, alongside Mohamed Elneny, Granit Xhaka and Eddie Nketiah. Now 2 players there in Eddie Nketiah and Mo Elneny deserve massive praise. They have stepped up for Arsenal when the going got tough. Bukayo Saka has scored quite a few goals, but for me, the biggest shout out goes towards Granit Xhaka. In the absence of Thomas Partey, there were massive questions asked of Granit Xhaka of is he capable of playing without the Ghanaian. But in those last 2 games specifically, this guy has stepped up. But out of Elneny, Nketiah, Saka and Xhaka, who do you think deserves the Arsenal April Player of the Month award? But that is the video around there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed your boy coming out of Tenerife. So if you have, smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you would like to follow your boy on them social medias, then the links will be down below in the description. But that was all of the latest Arsenal news today. I hope you guys have enjoyed and been informed as always. And for Arsenal, the massive game is at the weekend. Sunday, West Ham United. Let's see if the Gunners can collect all 3 points. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves and in a bit.